Suspect killed after multiple stabbings in London, England. Humber basketball star signs with a team in France. We have your guide on the top things to do in Toronto for the holidays. Humber News starts now. Hello, I'm Paige McGowan, coming to you from our newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Friday, November 29th. Here's what's making news this hour. We begin today with breaking news. Several people were stabbed on the London Bridge in England this afternoon. The suspected terrorist was wearing a fake suicide vest before he began randomly stabbing people on the bridge. And a warning, some viewers may find this video upsetting. Police have locked down several parts of central London in response to the attack, which is believed to be terror-related. Video from the bridge shows a group of up to 10 pedestrians tackling a person, with one pedestrian wearing a suit and tie grabbing a large knife. The civilians are told to get back as armed officers aim their weapons at the suspect, who was shot at point-blank range. No one has taken responsibility for the incident as of yet. Two South Korean K-pop stars have been jailed after sharing videos of sexual assault. Famous K-pop star Jung Jun-young has been sentenced to 6 years for rape after sharing videos of group sexual assault on an immobile woman. Choi Jong-hoon, a former member of K-pop group FT Island, involved in the video assaults, has also been sentenced to 5 years in prison. The singers were arrested in March after group chat videos and conversations about raping and drugging women surfaced. Jung admitted to distributing the video while claiming that he had the woman's consent prior to filming. Choi said he would have also obtained consent, although he has no memory of doing the act. Jung later apologized to the victim of the videos as he admitted to the charges against him. 8 other people were a part of the group chat, and the Seoul Metropolitan Police and courts continue the investigation. Both singers will have to complete 80 hours of a sexual violence program. The strikes aren't coming to a halt anytime soon as the worldwide climate crisis worsens. Hundreds of thousands are taking to the streets today ahead of the United Nations Climate Conference. In Spain, activists were holding signs and chaining themselves to shop windows, but were later removed and arrested by police. In France, people are blocking Black Friday shoppers from getting into their favorite stores. And in Australia, protesters are accusing the government of inadequate action addressing the bushfire crisis. Over 5 million people in Sydney are struggling with hazardous air, as over 150 fires are still ablaze countrywide. So far, the bushfires have burned down over 2.5 million acres and destroyed over 500 homes. Australia has pledged to cut carbon emissions by 26% from 2005 levels by 2030. But recent data shows emissions are unchanged. The event was due to take place in Chile in December, but was moved due to civil unrest in the country. U.S. President Donald Trump is receiving more love than usual today as Hong Kong protesters take to the streets to thank him. Hong Kong protesters wave American flags, almost patriotically, in the city center while the face of Donald Trump is plastered on most posters. Protesters have dubbed this specific rally as the Thanksgiving Rally, in response to President Trump signing a human rights bill that backs them. The bill would allow Washington to impose sanctions or even suspend Hong Kong's trading over rights violations. This law is another victory for protesters as pro-democracy candidates won by a landslide victory in the district council elections. China's foreign ministry rebuked the bill, stating that the U.S. was disregarding the facts and supporting violent criminals.
So we especially want to thank the United States citizens and also the President Donald Trump for supporting Hong Kong and be on our side.
China and the U.S.'s disagreement over Hong Kong could affect trade negotiations in the near future. Hot deals and even hotter steals. Black Friday kicks off today, signaling the start of the holidays. Customers made it out early to grab the best priced items that may not be marked down again until Boxing Day. Humber reporter Lucy Lau went to Best Buy to find out what people were saving on.
Canadians may have their own Thanksgiving, but there's another American tradition that we've happily adopted from our friends south of the border, Black Friday. The occasion, which happens after Thanksgiving in the U.S. and sees retailers offering deep discounts on goods, has increasingly come to be recognized around the world, causing major lineups and crowds of eager shoppers at stores. A recent survey by the Retail Council of Canada suggests Black Friday has even overtaken Boxing Day in the country, with 43% of Canadians saying they plan to shop today, as opposed to 34% on Boxing Day. Here in the GTA, crowds were decidedly calmer at an Etobicoke Best Buy, though many locals still made sure to get in on the discount action.
Saw that this was $200 off, so thought I'd just get my Christmas shopping done.
Laptops, smartphones, and tech accessories were just some of the items on sale, prompting even out-of-towners to hit the checkout.
In India, we don't have Black Friday, so I always saw in movies. So I'm here on vacation, so I wanted to see how it's pretty good. Some good discounts.
Now, many stores and malls in the GTA are open as late as 11 p.m. today, offering locals the chance to score deals on smartphone cases, Fitbits, and other goods. But if you can't make it out, don't fret. There's always Canada's own version of Black Friday, Boxing Day. Lucy Lau, Humber News.
A pilot and his family have been identified following a plane crash in Kingston, Ontario that killed 7 people. A man from Houston, Texas, Otobeko Oblakov, was flying the plane on Wednesday when it crashed, killing himself, his wife, 3 children, and a newlywed couple. The cause of the crash is unknown, but police will be looking through the debris for a cause. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada will be reviewing the weather reports, plane maintenance, logs, and the pilot's training records for the cause of the crash. Oblakov's family has organized a condolence fund with a goal of $90,000, hoping to bring the family home and to cover funeral expenses. How many reasons do you need to move out of Quebec? Manitoba says 21. The Manitoba government is advertising in Quebec for residents to move west. The ads are a direct response to Quebec's Bill 21, which came into effect last June. Bill 21 bans some public sector employees in positions of authority from wearing religious symbols. This is just the latest criticism of the legislation from Manitoba Premier Brian Pallister, who has raised that issue at meetings with his fellow premiers. Premier François Legault has defended the legislation as a legitimate way to ensure secularism in the public sector. The BC government is considering ticketing people for racist behavior. New Democrat MLA Ravi Kahlon has sent a letter to formally request that the province crack down on racist and hateful behavior. Several communities expressed concern to Kahlon that new hate groups are establishing themselves in BC. The Minister of Public Safety says his office has received the letter and will start working on potential solutions. Just last week, the BC government announced a redesign of programs used to fight racism and intolerance, titled Resilience BC. The government will spend $54,000 annually to prevent racist incidents, offering funding to communities and encourage multiculturalism groups. There is no timeline on when some of these issues could be addressed. Ontario's Premier Doug Ford will meet his Quebec counterpart this evening, just 3 days before all premiers get together in Toronto. The two men first met 10 days ago and exchanged Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens jerseys. A spokeswoman for Ford says the premiers plan to speak about a number of national issues, like national unity, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic development. When asked if they will talk about the controversial Bill 21, the spokeswoman gave no comment. Bill 21 was put into effect by the Quebec government on March 19th this year, which bans public employees from wearing religious symbols on the job. Ford's progressive conservative government supported an NDP motion in the legislature this week, condemning the controversial law. A Humber student is suing popular rental site Airbnb for $5 million after being shot in the spring. 19-year-old Humber business student Sean McCann was at an Airbnb mansion party in April when he was shot. McCann said that the shooting happened when he attempted to leave the party through the backyard after noticing things getting violent. According to a statement of claim filed in Ontario's Superior Court yesterday, McCann suffered a pelvis fracture, internal nerve damage, and psychological issues. McCann is suing Airbnb for $5 million in damages. The ad for the mansion has since been removed by Airbnb, but multiple parties happened there even after the shooting. In case this wasn't already known, you cannot break into 11 houses and get the 12th house free. A 28-year-old man was arrested last night after allegedly breaking into 11 homes on Tuesday. The break-ins are believed to have taken place between 2 and 4 a.m. last night, while homeowners slept. The suspect allegedly targeted homes on a Swift Current trail before making off with more than $1,000 and various items. Police were able to catch the alleged suspect thanks to one of the homeowner's security cameras. The man is charged with 5 counts of break and enter, 6 counts of break and enter with intent, and breach of recognition. He will appear in court later today. Despite losing her job on America's Got Talent, Gabrielle Union has been receiving nothing but support from celebrities for standing up for what she felt was right.
You were like machines. You came to slay, and we are deceased.
Being a judge on America's Got Talent was supposed to be a great opportunity for Gabrielle Union, but things began to take a turn when guest judge Jay Leno made a joke perpetuating a stereotype about Asian culture. Union wanted the producers to report the joke to Human Resources at NBC. This wasn't the only issue that the 47-year-old actress had to deal with. It has been alleged that she was told more than half a dozen times that her hairstyles were too black for the audience at America's Got Talent. Last week, along with Julianne Hough, her time on the show came to an end after just 1 season. The two recently came out and said while they were on set, they were being subjected to toxic culture. Union isn't alone in this issue, as she has had received support from her husband, Dwayne Wade, along with many other celebrities. Meanwhile, America's Got Talent show officials are insisting that refreshing the judging lineup is normal for the show and that NBC and the producers take any issues on set seriously. Turning to sports, Calgary Flames head coach Bill Peters has resigned to Flames management after allegations by former player Akim Aliu. On Monday night, Aliu went on Twitter and said Peters directed racial slurs to him multiple times when they were both in the AHL. After the tweet was posted, Peters hasn't attended or run any practices for the Flames and was not on the bench for their game in Buffalo Wednesday night. Peters released an apology to the Flames, which Aliu has called misleading, insincere, and concerning. General Manager Brad Treliving will host a press conference at 12:30 p.m. and talk about this incident, while Aliu will meet with the NHL's Players Association to discuss the situation. Here at Humber, 2-time national champion Alina Domingo is taking her talents to Europe, continuing her basketball career at the professional level. This decorated athlete signed her first ever professional contract and left for France on November 17th. Alina Domingo is a legend at Humber College. Her dreams of playing pro came true last week when she signed a 1-year contract with US Wittenheim Basket, a club located in northeastern France.
I think she's going to really do well. I mean, she's a very competitive person, so she just needs a pair of shoes and a ball, and if there's somebody's keeping score, she's going to figure it out and how to be effective.
Domingo will be joining CJ Nafuente as the second player to sign a professional contract during the era of Hawks head coach AJ Sharma.
I recruited her out of the club system in OBA. She played for the Milton Mad Dogs, and we got her here and she changed our program.
During her 5-year run with the Hawks, Domingo and her teammates dominated the CCAAs, capturing 2 national championships and 4 OCAA titles. She is a fierce overall competitor, having seen great success in both the offensive and defensive end. Domingo retired from Humber's 6th all-time in league scoring, and her 1,134 points are the second highest in program history. She continued to break records during her time here, owning the regular season and career record for rebounds. And if that wasn't enough, her 10 postseason double-doubles are the most in program history as well.
I played with her for 4 years. I'm super proud of her signing this contract. She well deserved it. She's too good of a player not to be playing pro right now. I'm proud of her, happy for her, excited for her.
There is no doubt that Alina Domingo is a talented basketball player, but she is so much more than that to the team and the Hawk family. Her teammates and coaches say she is an unselfish leader by nature, whose excitable personality is contagious.
Alina is a character. She's hilarious, she's loving, giving, committed. She's got a lot of heart. She takes care of those all around her.
She was a key player for the Hawks both on and off the court.
She did everything. She was able to play guard positions 1 through 5. She stepped up through when she first started as just a lefty. Then she was able to turn. She was able to start shooting with her right hand, donut moves, and off the court she was the entertainment for sure on the bus. We miss her on the buses now. She made everyone laugh.
Domingo has left her mark at Humber. Although the school is sad to see her go, the entire Hawk family is excited to see her do her thing in France.
This opportunity that she got to go play France is exactly what she needs, what style of player she is. A lot of the pro basketball type of games are one-on-one, and that's her type of play of basketball.
Her commitment to Humber and dedication to the sport she loves is what took this powerhouse athlete overseas. Alina Domingo will be someone to watch in the league and is a prime example of what hard work and dedication can get you. Conor McGregor is set to return to the octagon after a 14th-month absence. The former two-weight UFC champion will make his return in January at UFC 246. He will take on veteran American Donald Cowboy Cerrone in a welterweight bout. McGregor has had several brushes with the law and pleaded guilty to assaulting a man since his last bout with Khabib Nurmagomedov. President of the UFC, Dana White, says both parties are ready to go. Ole Miss lost more than yards last night due to a dog urination celebration. With 4 seconds left in the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss wide receiver Elijah Moore caught a 2-yard touchdown pass that brought the Rebels within 1 point of rival Mississippi State. The sophomore then proceeded to lift his leg like a dog and pretended to urinate after his score that made it 21-20. In doing so, he earned an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for excessive celebration. Kicker Luke Logan proceeded to attempt a further kick that sailed wide right, losing the Rebels the game while securing the Bulldogs bowl eligibility. That's your sports update. Here's Sean Marco with your 3-day weather forecast.
If you're fighting the Black Friday crowd today, make sure to dress warm for the weather. The cold weather continues as it's -3 degrees right now. It's going to be cloudy throughout the day with the wind chill dropping to as low as -11 tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another cloudy day with a high of -1 and a low of -3 overnight. We're starting the holiday season with periods of snow on Sunday. The month's changing, but the weather hasn't, with a high of 0 and a low of -2. If you think it's cold now, check this out. Southern California has seen up to 8 inches of snow over the American Thanksgiving. Help sent from above extinguished the cave fire in Santa Barbara County that has threatened homes for weeks. That was your 3-day weather forecast. Back to you, Paige.
As the holiday season begins, Toronto is starting to light up with Christmas and get into the holiday spirit. With more than 55 holiday events throughout the city, it's hard to pick one. Here are some highlights with Katarina Harina.
This Saturday will kick off with the annual Cavalcade of Lights, full of fireworks, glittering lights, music, and skating. The 53rd annual celebration will also feature the lighting of a 60-foot tree at Nathan Phillips Square. Next weekend, the Holiday Fair in the square will praise Cavalcade with a Canadian-themed section of holiday treats from December 7th to 27th. Just last weekend, wreaths were lit at the Eaton Centre and the Toronto Christmas Market. If you haven't checked out the Tree and Food from Christmas Market yet, it's open at the Distillery District until December 22nd. Another great Instagrammable opportunity, Glow, has opened its doors at the Toronto Congress Centre in Etobicoke. From Monday to Friday, and at just $20, you can spark your Instagram feed as well as the holiday spirit. Another way to get in the mood is to start your holiday shopping. Check out the Eaton Centre, St. Lawrence Market, or any mall or independent shop, as all of them are already full of decorations. This is Katerina Horina, Humber News.
That's all for today. I'm Paige McGowan. Humber News is written and produced by students in the journalism program. Our crew are students in the broadcast TV and videography program. We'll see you again next time.